Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Frost, and welcome back to another Overwatch video. Oh yeah, today we're going to be talking about Overwatch. As I said, it's an Overwatch video, but more specifically, how your SR works, and how it determines where you're going to be placed for the next season. As I'm sure most of you know, Season 26 started recently, about a week ago. And yeah, I was browsing the subreddits last night and the game forums and all that, as I usually do, and I can't sleep because some of us have problems. But yeah, I was browsing all that, and I saw some people complaining about how, one of their favourite YouTubers or streamers did utter pish on their placements and lost 4 but won 1, but they're still in Master. And how they aced all 5 DPS placements, but they're in, Silver. I don't know what the exact SR was, but that's basically how to sum it up, right? And that got me thinking, do people not know how SR works? Because I know it's not exactly like a common thing people talk about. If you googled it, you'd probably find it. But it's not like an everyday type of thing. So I thought I'd be your knight in shining armour today and I'd explain to you how it works. So yeah, I'd like to point out by saying it's not rocket science and I'm not about to do some massive calculation, so don't think I'm one of those mathematics people. I'm really not, and I never will be. So there'll be no bullshitty mathematical equations on this channel, but just know the system itself does have one. However, I will not be doing that or dumbing it down. I'll dumb it down for you, but I will not say the full equation because I don't actually know it. It's different for everyone, technically. Right, let us begin. So, starting off, I'd like to say that this does not apply for what I'm about to start off with. It doesn't apply for Smurf accounts and new players. Right, I'll go into that later on in the video, but for what I'm going to talk about first, it does not apply for them. So if you're one of those people that have a Smurf account or you're a new player, what I'm going to talk about for the first few minutes does not apply to you. And that is that your SR, is highly based off of where you placed the last season prior to this one. So in this case, it'd be season 25. But if you're watching this in the future, it's the last season that was played, right? And how it works is, I'll explain my story, right? So in season 25, the highest, my peak was 2365, right? That was where I placed at the end of the season. Yes, I'm a gold player. Yes, I know I'm awful at the game. If you do want to catch up on my stories, watch my gold plat videos. They're quite interesting. They're not really, actually. They're a bit... Well, let's teach their own, I guess. I enjoy making them for the most part, other than there's pish DPS players. Alright, okay, rambling, sorry. Right, anyway. So, your SR is highly based off where you placed the season prior. So as I said, I got 2365 was my peak for last season. So, and in this season, season 26, I finally placed at 2300 and 2302 basically. That's what I placed. But 2300 is just, an estimate, I guess, or rounding it. So you might ask, how did that happen? Well, it's because... I'm sorry, but that's my dog. So, it works in a way where if you win a game of your placement matches, it will add 25 or round about that. Not exactly, it won't always be 25, but 25 is the maximum number it will be, right? So, that's basically it. If you win a match, you add 25. If you lose a match, it takes away 25 or round about, depending on how you play. And as I said, it won't always be 25, that's not exactly. Sometimes it will be 20, sometimes it will be 15, sometimes it will be 19, It's not exactly always 25, right? And basically, that will be how it's determined for your next season, right? So the more you win, the higher, right? So if you win more games than you lose more games, your SR will be higher than it was the last season, or around about the same depending on how many you won, right? But if you won 3 games, lost 2, right, you're going to be higher than where your last season was. However, if you lost more games like I did, you're going to be lower than last season. And that's basically it for people that are wondering why some people do utter pish and Grandmaster placements, but still end. Oh, sorry, it's weird now. You only end up at 3,900, but you know, for Grandmaster players, right? They're wondering, you know, how do they do utter pish, but still end up in Masters. But I aced my DPS placements and I'm still in silver. Well, that's why, because you know, you play silver last season, your SR does not reset every season, right? There has been occasions where it has reset. Like, for example, when Roll Q was introduced, there was a slight reset. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And it all goes into one equation called MMR. How MMR is determined, and this is for the newer players and Smurf accounts, as it takes into consideration everything you do in those placement matches. So for a newer player, your first season, or a Smurf account, on like your first kind of season on that account, you don't have anything to base it off. So those placement matches are going to be the most important thing technically to where you're going to end up. And it varies per role. So if you're a DPS player, it's going to take into consideration how much elims you get and what your weapon accuracy is. There's other stuff added into it, obviously, but that's basically the dumbed down version. If you're a support player like I am, it takes into consideration how much healing you do. And if you're a tank player, I don't actually know what it is for tank player, but if I had to guess, it'd probably be damage blocked and all that stuff, as a tank would normally do. As I said, I could be wrong for that, so tank players, don't come after me, please. But that's what I'm guessing off of. But I know for a fact the DPS and support ones. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It determines how much of that you do from your placement matches, and it all goes into one big mathematical equation, which I'm not going to do because I don't actually know it. As I said, it's weird. I don't like maths at all. So I won't be doing the mathematical equation, but just know that your first ever placement matches, it doesn't have something to go off of, are very important. Obviously, you would think that, but you know, I'd be surprised. Some DPS players seem to be mindless. He's probably just confused. As I said, it's not exactly something talked about all the time, but it's not common knowledge either, I guess. So, you know, I'm just here to explain it. I'm your knighting. So, have I been your knighting shaming armor this episode? Fuck, why did I say that? Anyway, hopefully you guys did enjoy this one. I'm gonna leave this episode here. Hopefully you guys do know how you know, your SR's figured out and all that now. As I said, one big mathematical equation of bullshit, and that's how it works. Yeah guys, hopefully you did enjoy this one. If you did, be sure to consider subscribing because it helps me. Anyway guys, hopefully you did enjoy this one. Have a good new year. Peace.